to episode 4 of Duality. We are obviously not in our normal studio. We decided to try something new this week in terms of the video setup, as well as what we will actually be doing in this episode. So for this episode, we will be reacting to a couple of videos here. This show is at least 10 years old. If you want a good example of what an incel looks like, look further.
Look no further. I mean, man, if you think your life is bad, put on one of these episodes to see how
Watch this. Watch
pathetically incels look.
At 7 p.m. on Saturday night, a perverted justice decoy starts chatting online.
Look at that. That's a bag in the back right there,
Look
man.
at
How do you
that
like
table, bro.
You see that chick in the yellow sweater?
5.5 hours away from our undercover house.
Chicks that look
in
like that, like how you gonna
Kentucky.
like?
First off,
oh, there's no way this guy's
I think
going
they're
to
like
come.
19 or
Calling
20.
himself.
This dude is coming 5 hours across state lines to do this, which I'm pretty sure makes
fucking dedication, right?
Not only is that dedication, but I'm pretty sure that makes this an even more severe
That is a
crime.
man just overburdened by his desire, dude. The lines are completely on this guy. Like his insatiable lust has taken over him completely.
Marko,
he is willing to drive hours to go pull off this sick act, man.
But that doesn't last long. Soon after, the sex talk begins. He asks the
Sex talk.
decoy about her last boyfriend.
Just look at the way he looks.
Yeah? Why you want to know that?
I just do.
Okay. See, I ain't no baby.
Would you do it to me?
Would you want me to?
Would you do it to me? The voice actors.
I mean, dude,
the voice
you know
actors
damn
get
well
to
there
play
ain't no
this.
child talking this way, man. And why do they always look like this? Why?
I mean, that's probably why they're coming to meet a 13-year-old
Just look
girl,
at that,
Marko.
man. He looks like I mean, if he has a niece, he can't be left alone
Nah.
with any female.
It would be cool to try stuff out. You're cute.
The chat continues for another
She
20
said you're
minutes.
cute. If I were that
Gets in
guy,
his
that would
car
immediately
and
went
starts
sus.
driving.
He
Along
definitely
the
ain't.
drive,
First
he
of all,
talks to the
kids are on
decoy
it,
on the
man.
phone.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
reveals
Kids don't
more
have a
about
filter.
himself.
We just
Oh,
got off
listen,
the
listen,
phone
listen.
with the guy who's claiming to be a cop. We don't know that he is, but he says he carries his gun everywhere with him.
So now we have to assume police officer.
The question is, how
and
well
he's
trained
armed.
is he?
The security people were really...
Not too
Hold on, now this
spoiled.
girl isn't underage, is she? Because I
No,
don't
no,
want
no,
to
no.
say.
She's like 19 to 20.
Okay, so all right, so I'm not a complete like creep by saying
No,
she's
no.
attractive. Okay,
Th-
cool.
This is what Dateline does. They hire like 19 and 20
I just
year olds.
don't-
So here's the problem, Marko. Like, these people don't think rationally. The guys that are going to do this, and they don't look
they
at.
sound like the people who live on Twitter.
Yeah, they sound like the Reddit army, to be honest with you.
really great in instructing me as to what to do, and the first and foremost important thing was the safety.
Here comes
remember, he said he had a
24-year-old
gun
Michael
on
Patterson.
him that
He
he
actually
always
made the
carries.
5.5-hour drive.
So I've actually
to the
heard
13-year-old
about
for
this.
sex.
5.5
Casey
hours.
has been
Look at what the
instructed to make
decoy
certain
does
the man
to
is
make sure
unarmed.
that he's not armed.
Oh my God!
Man, that girl hit
You didn't really bring your gun with you, did you?
puberty,
'Cause
dude.
That kind of
If,
freaks
if
me
that
out.
girl's 13,
Well, you
this
said you always
dumbass
carried
doesn't know
with
how
you.
puberty
Well, no
works.
shit. Like,
I don't
some
believe
of
you.
them, like, this is basically what
Lift up your
right?
shirt.
Some of them, so now she's making sure he
Now
doesn't
he's
do
trying. What
this.
the fuck is
He's
this?
making sure he doesn't. That's a good point to
What the
pause
fuck
it.
is Pauly D doing over here?
He's he's showing off that six pack. No, he's basically lifting up his shirt to show her that he doesn't have his gun on him because she's instructing him to do so, which very smart.
Turn around. Lift up your pants.
Look at him. Look at him, man.
You're killing me.
You're killing me, man. If you're doing something wrong like this, and this is how this starts, wouldn't you already know this is a sting? It's a beautiful house. There's no one home. There's just a underage girl, supposedly, who doesn't look underage home.
They're not even thinking about. They're not thinking, hey, this girl, you know, dad could be
Doesn't
waiting with a
look-
shotgun.
Yeah.
James. Come on, you gotta trust me. I don't have it on my hair.
I got the okay to let him in the house.
All right, I guess I believe you. Okay, close your door. Come on in.
For being a weenie.
Being a weenie.
Oh, I wasn't sure. You said you always
I
carried
drove
it.
5.5 hours over
I
here.
wasn't sure because you said
I will get my
We
prize.
just continued
right.
to joke about it, and the cops and the security were, you know, still keeping a really strong eye on him because you never know. So you're a cop, not a detective?
Detective, yeah. I'm a
Detective. Lieutenant.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Lieutenant detective.
he had to take a psychological
Yeah, I'm pretty
exam if
excited to
that's
get
true,
started.
dude.
Yeah.
He passed the psychological
So-
evaluation.
So,
What do you
okay,
wanna
okay. I'm not gonna spoil like everything, but I'm just gonna say this: this guy is not a cop. He got kicked out during the academy because he was impersonating a police officer. Now that might sound like a catch-22, but when you're going through the academy, you can't put police lights on your personal car and pull someone over. That's what this fucking idiot
you're at the
did.
academy for a reason. You're trying to earn.
You're trying to earn
rank
that
of a
right to
police
be able to
officer.
do that, and not in your personal car. Still,
I'm pretty sure I'm no cop, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty disgraceful to real cops.
Oh yeah, it's
what I
100%.
mean?
It makes real cops look bad.
Go through the house. Look at it. This is a huge house.
Yeah, it is pretty big. It's nice.
That's what I mean. Like he's in a huge ass house alone with this chick.
So,
Definitely
Lieutenant,
not 13.
What's up?
what are we investigating tonight?
Nothing much.
What's your plan here?
I just drove down here
Well, that's
How
what he's
long was
thinking
it?
right now.
to 5.5 hours.
Now, what would motivate somebody to drive 5.5 hours to come here to this house?
The way he talks.
He's trying to make them feel the guilt.
No. You're the one who did the driving.
I know.
Sorry,
Now, you're a lawman.
The temptation just
So if you're
overclouded my
doing
brain
For 5.5 hours.
Why was I here?
Yeah, why were you here?
I'm just, I'm just lonely. I don't have
Spanked
anybody.
it twice. I spanked it twice before on the way
You
here.
knew she was 13. She told you.
And I was kind of worried about it.
I
told her
I was kind of worried about it.
I'm talking to
This
her.
shit was practically
But you
like
kept
normal
talking.
back in the day, though, man.
This shit is cringe as fuck.
You wouldn't know what
watch
to
right
do
now.
with it. Am I supposed to know what to do with old men? Only with me. So it's funny.
I know.
It's
I'm
interesting,
sorry,
though, you know.
It's funny. What do you think should
It's
happen to a
interesting to
police
like
officer?
dig
who gets
into the
caught
psyche
doing
of a sicko, though, because you want to
Well,
find
really
out what
bad
makes
could
it tick,
happen.
right?
That's
How long
what
you been
the
in law
show was.
Just a year now.
something? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
I'm going through a divorce partially.
Okay.
So that makes it okay.
So we're going through.
No,
so
it's
this
not.
guy. Pause it real quick. This guy's 24. Okay, he said he was a lawman. That's not true. Spoilers.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the police academy.
This
and
guy's
he's going through a
24.
divorce.
I'm
Yeah.
19. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll never be okay. Not for anybody.
What do you suppose your chief's going to say?
Oldest
about it?
24-year-old.
He's gonna be too happy.
Your imaginary
Yeah.
chief.
It's something you got to know. And it's, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Cameras.
And we're doing a story on
That's
adults
my favorite part.
who try to meet young teens online for sex.
I apologize. Man.
He gathers up all his belongings
Now.
and heads to the...
Before we get to the next spot, I would like to call a guest star in by the name of Jarret, who also works here. Hey, Jarret.
Meet Jarret. So for 5.5 hours, this guy was driving around, thinking about this 13-year-old poon he was trying to get.
Right.
He had 5.5 hours to turn around and rethink his choice, but for 5.5 hours, he was just led by his temptations.
So now we are at the point where Chris Hansen has revealed that he's on TV, and the cameras have come out, and because he has lied and said he was a cop, they assume he has some training, maybe he has a weapon, so now they're stacked up at the door waiting for him. Watch what happens
But
next.
CJ, I can't help every time I see Chris Hansen, I think of the Boondocks.
door, apparently thinking the worst is over. Because of the possibility of
they got
an officer
us
acts more
outside,
quickly than
dude.
usual, calling out to him as soon as he opens the door.
Sheriff's office!
Patterson steps back into the house.
I think he's got a bowl of food.
Officer
He's got a bowl
shoots
of
him
food.
with a taser gun. Only one probe stays
Oh, to the
attached.
back room.
The taser is
It's good to
unable
know,
to
it's good to
shock
know
him and
that
drop him to the
police
ground.
academy training paid off.
Hold
right?
on. Oh, man. I gotta go back. I gotta go back, man. I gotta see this again. That was hilarious.
They got George Floyd in it, dude. They George Floyd in that fool, dude.
Gotta go back. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that stack.
Unusual,
And then look
calling
at
out to
this.
him as soon as he opens
So
the
look
door.
at how, wait, hold on, dude. Look, hold on. Go back to that step, dude. Look at how bamboozled look at how flabbergasted he looked, man. When he first opened the
when he
door,
came out?
he took that half step back. Look.
Calling out to him as soon as he opens the door.
Sheriff's office!
Patterson steps
right
back
here.
into the house.
Fuck that. I ain't
Officer
going out
shoots
there.
him
What's out
with
there?
a taser gun.
This is my favorite part when
Only
they all go
one
right.
probe
This,
stays attached.
and then this shot
The
right here.
taser is unable to shock him and drop him to the ground.
Oh my god, the screaming, dude. The screaming. So, for any of you who were quite unsure if he was a cop or not, I think that should really prove that point. If he did this in the academy when they tased him, that was his last day. like for sure.
Oh, I mean,
there's no way he comes out with a reaction like this. They're like, yeah, good to go.
I mean, he seems pretty trained like today's cop, though. You know, that's pretty much what
very
today's cops.
mildly though. Like he doesn't have anything to back it up. You know what I mean?
That's sad, man.
Let's finish. Let's finish this
Oh,
thread.
As
there
Patterson is cuffed, he's brought outside and taken away to the local police station. The officer searches his car.
So here's where the
and
truth
find a
comes out. Oh
loaded
yeah,
gun,
see, look at this. My man wasn't lying about his piece.
spare round of ammunition, and
And he had
handcuffs.
handcuffs.
Later,
Surprised he didn't
he
take those
agrees to
inside.
waive his rights
Yeah.
and answer questions.
I'd like to discuss with you why you're here.
Now we hear the truth about the man he was only on the police force for a few months as a trainee before he was thrown off.
It was a traffic violation. I violated their SOP, their standard operating procedure.
He was out of his jurisdiction in his personal car using police lights.
I got some blue red lights and I put them in my car. It was thrown out of court. So they dismissed me for that, but it was thrown out.
Wasn't his only run-in with the law.
That's a lot
Patterson
of
charged
time
more than
to think,
$1,400 on a credit card that had
the guy who actually was in a police academy a month prior to this was convicted of fraud. He spent 3 days in jail. He was convicted of fraud for using a credit card that wasn't his. He spent 3 days in jail and a year of probation. They still said
Guess who he used that money on? A 5.5-hour trip.
hopefully
baby.
not a 13-year-old girl.
So you had intentions to at least have oral sex with her.
Yeah.
And how old did she tell you that she was?
A decoy
Said go
probably.
on 14. I knew I screwed up talking to a
Oh,
girl that
yeah.
age. I knew. I'm not stupid. I'm not no creep, but
A total of 7 men were arrested here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and charged with unlawful transaction with a minor less than 16 years of
Look
age.
like upstanding
A felony.
American
Oh
citizens.
yeah,
this is a
that-
felony,
I
you are
definitely wanna
entitled
be in
to a
room with
preliminary
them.
hearing.
Look at that.
They've all pleaded not guilty. That brings the total number of potential predators arrested in a year by the
Not
Kentucky
guilty.
Attorney General's
There's
office
not one
to
dude on there
27.
that doesn't look like a
We
priest.
know that predators are now saying we're not
27
coming to
castrations
Kentucky.
should
to
happen,
watch the
dude.
force, so Kentucky's kids are
Let
safe.
me watch that shit.
We've conducted
All right. Thank
That's
you
public
for joining
castration.
us, Jarret.
Yep.
If you guys like Jarrett's guest appearance, let us know. He'll be having some more here with us.
Sometimes it's just Jared's presence.
Exactly.
He just
I don't
gives
know
us
about
some of that.
You know? So next, we are going to be watching another To Catch a Predator. It's part of the Unseen Raw tapes, whatever. I'll leave a link to it in the description. This one is not as funny, unfortunately. This one's actually pretty shocking. Plainly put it, this guy brings his 4 or 5-year-old son to one of these meets.
Grooming his child already.
That
seems to be the
that's
grooming
some
age.
Next level shit, buddy. That's all I can say. That's...
I gotta tell you something. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults eating children. And since
He
you have
brought
your
his kid. They're not
child,
gonna arrest me if I have my kid here.
I'm not going to shoot it.
Hey, Joe, get your mic turned on. Can't hear you.
It was Sunday afternoon, and we had one more man. He was,
Imagine having a job like that where you just gotta pretend to be someone else.
he was coming over to make a
You know,
14-year-old
you
walk.
probably have the best fucking.
And I believe we had a
sexting
description of
game.
this car. So we
You know
see
what I
it pull
mean?
up, and it's an
What is the
SUV.
decoys?
He's in the driveway, Del,
She
but I
was
can't
like,
hear
you know,
you
you
coming
have
back
to like
at me.
smile when you're saying this stuff.
He,
because that
Del, he's
shows
backing
the
out
voice,
now.
you know?
He's backing out of the driveway.
You gotta act
He's
extra
backing out of the
quirky and
driveway.
shit.
Basically, you really have to
Yeah,
play the part
looks like
for
he's
it to
gonna park
sound
on the
authentic.
street. Can you hear me, Del?
He gets out and goes to
Well, that's a
the
horrible parking job.
rear passenger side, and we think maybe he's going to get beer, pizza, stuff that we see these guys bring all the time. Instead, he grabs the hand of his 5-year-old son and leads him out of the car and up the
Just the
driveway.
way he like
And I
grabs
hear
his
Frank.
wrist like that.
Oh,
you know what I
no.
mean?
He
Like
brought
that's
his
some
son with
fucking-
him. He brought his
This
son
is a
with him. He's
father,
got his child
dude.
with
This is
him.
a parent, bro.
Apparently, the mother of the child, his wife, was working that day. He was in charge of the child and figured he'd just bring him along. And there was a collective gasp that you could hear in the house. He's going
He
up
acts
to the
like
front
his
door
son's
and
not
he got
even
his
gonna
child
remember
with
this
him.
shit.
Go
Like,
on to the back.
He's
The
old
store
enough,
doesn't
like-
open.
kids aren't
Man,
stupid,
I
man.
can't
We know how to store our
These
memory.
guys who had a
know what I
very
mean?
short
Oh,
online
he's
chat.
trust me, his
But
kid is
then
about to remember
on
this
the
day for
phone,
the rest
he's
of his
graphic
life.
about what he
And
wants to
if
do.
he doesn't, now he can go and watch it up
And,
on YouTube.
He
Coming in the back door.
Just the way he
Come
like
Yeah, he
grabs
wanted to
his
go
wrist
through
and
the-
leads him like that.
I like that
Into there,
symbolism there. He came
holler
in
up.
through the
And so
back
I'm
door.
thinking,
That's what he's
how
trying
I
to do.
handle it.
That's exactly.
And so he comes
he's
in,
talking to a boy,
walk
by the
out,
way.
and he's starting.
Only to, or thinks he's talking to a 12-year-old boy.
I gotta tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you just straight up right now. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults eating children, and since you have your child here, I'm not going to pursue this.
Okay.
But I think you know what you were doing here, don't you?
No, I was just going to take some information.
Take a boy out to lunch you met on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My point is, because your child is here, I think it'd be best if you just went ahead and
React
left.
like
Yeah, I agree.
that sorry is gonna make up for all the dirty texts.
Frag.
Did you hear what he just said? He said, I'm about to, you know, I'm taking out whatever, someone to lunch. And then as he's leaving, oh, I'll never do it again. I'm so sorry.
Was talking to the police saying, you know,
You obviously don't watch this show enough.
Nah.
this has got to be a different sort of arrest.
Rob, we're gonna send
When
this
I
guy
You know what
out
else he
nothing
did? He
there because
endangered
got
his kid, man.
When I first
He could put his kid in CPS.
Watch,
You know who else
watch.
that leaves problems for?
Come here. Let go of the child.
That leaves problems for his mother, dude.
Gently as the
Now
female
this kid's
officer
watching his dad get
scooped him
arrested.
up, he
That's
still
what I
had to
mean.
see
His kid is always going to
his father get arrested.
My dad was a fucking
Please
freak.
give me my son, please.
Nah, you just
Oh,
messed
shut
that
the
up.
fuck up, dude.
For the rest of your life.
seat out of the vehicle.
You don't
You
care
gotta
about
remember
your
that
kid.
these guys who work with me on these investigations have done other investigations with me and some of the dark.
See, the kid's not even
and
crying. He's like, thank
exposed
you.
some of the most tragic.
So, yeah, that's that. So now we're gonna get into a little bit of what I like to call the meat and potatoes of this channel. So, we are about to watch a video which is posted by a woman and is interviewed by a woman. It is a woman asking other women what they think their ideal income should be in a man. Are you ready?
Oh, man. I mean, not really, but fuck it. Let's do it.
What would you say? What would you
Look
want
at the
his
way she
income
looks,
to be? If
dude.
you're gonna be a
You
stay-at-home
already
mom,
know. I'll say.
what kind of range would his income be?
What's your guess?
Oh, dude, she's gonna say over 6 figures.
I'm gonna
Dude, look at her. She doesn't even look like she deserves a man with that much money. Look at her. What is she bringing to the table?
Alright.
Other than her fucking smelly fucking fish taco pussy, man.
That's tough because I feel like I would have to like break down like how much it actually like costs to have kids and like travel and the house and all that, and I don't really know, but I think
right through
for
her,
me
dude.
to be
I can see
comfortable
right
like
through her.
staying at home and not working, like I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000, like I guess if they made less than that, I feel like we wouldn't have the
Alright,
lifestyle I wanted
let's go to the
have.
next one. Let's
Right.
go to the next one.
But you're
I will say, this chick is a little bit more reasonable. It's still a little
Oh, just a
high,
little bit more
but it's a, well, I think you like this
Oh,
one
you
better.
know,
I would just like to preface this
280,000,
by
you know?
saying
Here you go,
this
here you
is
go.
not do or die. Based on where I'm at, if he makes between like anywhere from 70 to 100K, I would have to.
You know what she looks like, dude?
I'm gonna-
She was a skater, boy.
I'll say it right now. I think as a man, that's a little bit more reasonable. If you want someone who makes
I
money,
mean,
70 to like
70,
100,
but see, 70K is fair though. That's
that's fair.
pretty
That's
realistic.
achievable for most men.
Yeah,
like if
that
they
could be
push
achievable,
themselves.
dude. You know.
I would have to say 127.
$127,000, bro.
Wait, it gets better.
Ideally, like if they're in an industry where they do have longevity and they know like, hey, every single year I'm gonna get a raise between like 3 to 5%.
You need to at least be
This is
making.
that self-absorbed narcissist. They
Here's
just
wait,
get
wait,
along
wait.
like a
Here's-
bunch of
here's
parrots,
my
man.
question. Why 127?
Maybe she's counting the percentages. You know what
With
I mean?
a 3 to 5%
raises or
raise
whatever.
every 3 years. Okay, so if you making less than $1.25, you can't talk to that.
All of that.
Let's.
$500,000?
Did you hear that?
God, dude.
Is that bad?
Did you hear that?
I know that 1% of men
this
make
girl
$500,000.
talked to one of her
or,
stupid
like,
girlfriends.
less than 1% of
Look.
men or something.
Look at what she looks like. 500,000.
Hold on, let me ask you something. Do you think any of these broads would know how to make money?
No.
Without piggybacking off of a man? You know, they would know how to make the right moves or anything like that.
You mean
and I don't
without-
want to sound like I'm degrading all the successful women, because y'all are beautiful fucking. I love y'all. Y'all are beautiful. But let's talk about this demographic.
So,
Say-
Marko, just looking at her, what do you think she's gonna say? Look at that look she's giving
dude.
right now.
I don't know.
Look
First
at
of
that
all,
deer in the
looking
headlights.
like this, dude. You have no right to be demanding any type of fucking. She looks like she's gonna have a hard time looking at the bank account, bro.
She looks like Dory from Finding Nemo, bro.
Play it, man. Play it. Hurry so we can get this shit over with.
Hey.
My head already hurts.
Probably 150 to $250,000.
Just
my
said that
guess.
shit, dude. Like, I'm an impossible catch.
Look at
And you would
look,
contribute
oh,
all-
look at the face.
You ain't contributing nothing with that fucking, with those googly eyes, dude.
Right? Yeah, with those Finding Dory eyes.
Look me in my eyes. I can't even look at you
Right.
straight.
Yeah.
You'd be willing to do up to 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So she'd be willing to work as well.
Can we end
Only
this video
up to
already?
up to 50 grand.
Yeah.
So she's all right, fine, but you still need to be
So
making
she's
above
so she's
50.
willing to settle for 50.
No, she's willing to contribute 50 grand. So
So
that means
she's willing. So as long as a man puts up 100K, she's willing to
she's
put
willing
up
to
50.
put up another 50 a year.
That's a lot more reasonable than the
I'll
former.
give that to her. That is reasonable. A little bit more reasonable. All right, Marko. So next we have the last lady in this long line of ladies here. This is
another winner, huh?
This is the boss of all of the ladies we just watched. Are you ready?
I guess.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like,
Dude, I
Stop
can
it, stop.
just look at her and tell. Oh, you can just. Oh, dude, they're never hard to spot ever. Oh,
Off of her looks just alone, she could be a lovely person. Off of her looks just alone,
dude,
what do you
she's
think
not
she's gonna
attractive,
say?
bro.
She is.
I don't know.
She's
she's-
about, just like Kevin Samuels said, she's about as average as French toast.
Rest in peace, Kevin Sam.
my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Like, you have to
Oh
really
my
think about
God,
the lifestyle
manifest.
that you want to
Oh
live
my
when it
God,
comes
these
down to
spiritual
vacations
fucking
and how many kids you want to have, and
Okay, what else?
just like
That's
the
it?
lifestyle that you want to have. And I feel like ideally my husband needs to be making like 650,000.
Dude, I've had enough, CJ. How dare you make me sit through this cringe shit, dude? Like, you know when you're out of breath and you're just dying for air? That's how my brain is right now. You want to know what's funny, dude? Is they just average fucking women. Average looking women.
Average as French toast.